Want to take you further to the north now into New England. This was storm damage courtesy of a tornado warned storm that rolled through the Sandsfield, Massachusetts area yesterday. Yikes, that's a big tree to be uprooted. And unfortunately, more tornadic activity is possible, this time with our tropical system. So we have tropical alerts in effect all the way up to Maine. We've got that damaging wind, tornado, and flooding risk as our big concern, but also some of those coastal areas, the inlets and bays, could deal with storm surge flooding.
And good morning. It is just after 10 a.m. on Sunday, August 2nd. TARRnado New England is headed towards Western Mass. We are going to have a target for Lee, Massachusetts. Today's system is a low pressure system out to the west as far as Canada, as far out west as Canada and the Great Lakes. And then this low pressure along with that is associated a warm front that is pushing through this morning from the southwest. And that warm front headed northeast is pushing storms into eastern Pennsylvania, New York, southern New York, and northern New Jersey. There's actually a mesoscale discussion on that, which is a possibility of brief tornado today, later this afternoon, as the warmer air and those higher dew points really start to create instability. All right, so here we are in Western Massachusetts. I'm gonna stop to take a brief pit stop, get gas, grab a quick bite to eat. You can already see the winds are starting to pick up out here. The treetops are moving, leaves dancing around. And after looking at some models and a couple different maps that were issued by the National Weather Service, it looks as though there's possible tornadoes. So it's kind of hard to tell what's going on around us, which in a way makes it extremely difficult when there's a possibility of tornadoes. Extremely dangerous, rather. Makes it so dangerous because you can't see if a tornado is right on the other side of the hill and is coming in your direction. But as of right now, everything is very mild. A little bit of rain. It's definitely warm front activity. You can tell by the motion of the clouds, the development of the sky, the really gray full coverage. That's typical of a warm front. Yeah, here comes the rain. You can hear it coming over the mountains. Yep, here comes that heavier rain, some wind gusts. You can see this guy's hauling ass. Oh yeah, you can smell the rain now. Nice rain shower. So this storm cell looks like it's ramping up. It's intensifying out to our east. Well, it's south right now of our location. It's southwest, but it is going to be heading northeast. So we're going to try to get a little bit ahead of this thing. We're kind of in it right now, but there's some heavier stuff that's coming pretty soon, probably within a half hour. Storm Prediction Center, they issued a mesoscale discussion earlier today for parts of southern New York, northern New Jersey, parts of Connecticut, East Pennsylvania. All right, I see where we are now. Go back the other way. There's definitely some lightning associated with this. You can hear some of the thunder. Gonna see if we can get in a better location. Yeah, I think this would be a good location. It's a golf course. And which I'm probably not allowed to be out on, but I'm gonna go out here anyway and kind of watch this storm roll in. Let's walk around this way a little bit. Yeah, so this is where the storm is coming in from. There's the golf course alarm warning people that there's a thunderstorm headed this way. That's to notify all the golfers that are out on the course right now to get their little butts back in. Continue east until probably we hit 95, the I-95 corridor. But this heavy rain is definitely creating the potential for flash flooding. As you can see, as we're making our way further east, this is definitely what was causing the traffic to slow down. Without a doubt. Oh my gosh, yeah, if you look to your south, it's really dark. I'm gonna see if I can get you a quick shot out my window. The storm is definitely dropping a lot of water. Guy over here is driving with his hazards on because this is hazardous, believe it or not. There's a lot of water on the roads. It's moving sideways, flowing around quite a bit. I'd love to get out and check the wind speeds, but I don't think it'll be worth it. We got 9 miles till we hit 495, and then we're going to try to get off and find a spot where we can kind of get a view of what's happening. We just went through the core. Whatever storm cell that was. What a difference. Oh my gosh. I mean, driving through that core was like, looked like it was, 8 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night. It was so dark. Wow. I could turn off my wipers now. I mean, these roads are almost dry. We made it to Western Massachusetts. We went south. We headed into Connecticut to chase a severe storm warning in Connecticut. It dissipated, of course, just as it got to our location, so we didn't see any lightning or thunder or anything like that, but just continuing to make our way east, and we'll see what develops in an hour or so. It's amazing what the weather does to traffic. As we were approaching the storm cell and moving through Worcester, Massachusetts, I mean, it just slowed right down to about 5-10 miles per hour as we were trying to punch through the core of this storm cell. A lot of cars parked on the side of the road, low visibility. People driving with their hazard lights on. But as soon as we got out of the core, it was like night and day. It just stopped completely. All right, we just pulled off to the side of the highway here because somebody's off the road, so we got to go check and just make sure they're okay. Just looking for a good opportunity to get out of the car. There's a lot of traffic. It's not the safest thing to do. We're gonna go check on these guys, make sure they're okay. Looks like a few car parks around too. See, this is what can happen. Even with just heavy rain coming down over the highways, when the rain starts to let up, people start driving faster, and everybody's okay. She's okay. There's no injuries, but the tow truck driver is here to help her get out, and state police just showed up, so just wanted to check and make sure that there was no injuries and everybody was okay. So she wasn't able to drive out of the ditch. The tow truck driver, he put it in 4-wheel drive. He tried to drive out of the ditch, but it was just really wet. The ground was really wet from all the rain, just soaked to the point of mud. So, trying to get the vehicle out of the ditch was near impossible because of the mud, and the car just kept slipping and spinning its wheels. It's flash flooding is what it is, and I'm surprised the Weather Service didn't issue any flash flood warnings for Massachusetts, but there definitely has been flash flooding. And again, I guess it's a good lesson, for the day that even though there's no severe warnings issued or flash flood warnings issued, it can still be dangerous to drive in this kind of weather. The thing is when a lot of rain falls very quickly, and pools up on the sides of the roads and into the roads, of course, during the heavy rain, people slow down. And then once the rain starts to let up, people drive faster, and that's not always the greatest idea, especially just after a heavy rain shower. People think just because they're not in the rain and they can see that it's smooth driving, and that's not always the case. You can run into pockets and pools of water that can cause problems and send you hydroplaning. And I think that's what happened with her when she hit her brakes. She went hydroplaning and just straight off the road and into the ditch. Just took a second to check the radar, and there is a tornado warning now in on the Massachusetts-Connecticut border. So I'm actually pretty embarrassed to get on Instagram Live right now. When I was in Longmeadow, Massachusetts, I was in the parking lot debating with myself, looking at the radar, whether I should chase the storms that were developing as I was there and just chase them east and head all the way east towards Boston, or if I should stay put and wait till later on to see if there was possibly a brief tornado that would spin up. And it turns out that by the time I got to Boston, there was a tornado warning that was issued, and after reviewing the radar, it was about, I would say it was about 15 miles west of Longmeadow, where I was located on the Massachusetts and Connecticut border. So pretty disappointed in myself that I got too antsy and chased the storms, hoping that they would turn severe, which they never did. And now watching a tornado warning as well as a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued in the general vicinity of where I was targeted for my location today. My apologies to anyone who was maybe hoping to see some of that severe activity today, because now I'm almost home and it's not quite what you expected to see, I'm sure. You know, I'm sure this is not the first time this has happened to a storm chaser, that they run away from the storm rather than just stay and wait for it to come to them. So I guess maybe this is my initiation into storm chasing, because I feel like crap. You know, it started out as just a hobby, but now we're starting to see that it's becoming more of a journey of learning and understanding, you know, what can happen during storms, and to bring awareness to people. You know, at first it was just our goal to get on TV. Honestly, that was the first goal, was to get some of our film on television, and we accomplished that goal. But now we see that there's a bigger goal, which is to bring people awareness. So I just made it home, and I'm walking around the house swearing, cursing. A little bit disappointed in myself that I didn't stay put. Well, right in the zone where I was, between Longmeadow, Massachusetts and Lee, Massachusetts. I got back home and there is still a tornado issue that is on western Massachusetts, a tornado warning. And it has been extended, so it's very possible that there's a tornado on the ground, and here I am having to watch it from home. which is not the greatest feeling. It's almost 4 a.m. and I'm gonna make my way back towards Western Massachusetts, Sandsfield, Blandford, and that area where there was reports of tornadoes and the tornado warnings, to go see about damage and assess damage. I'm not a professional, so it's just a, see what you see type of thing, but we're gonna go head back down there. We are in the town of Tolland in Western Mass, and you can see a bit of the damage that was done by this tornado. This house dodged a bullet right here. Just snapped that limb right off. Big tree. Here's another tree that got uprooted. I don't know if you can really see it there, but there's the roots of the tree right there. It's a large pine tree, huge pine tree. It goes all the way up in there. And if we walk around to this side, it continues on. That's that tree right there. All the way over here. So this was all washout. Got washed right out into the street. Pretty much a mudslide. So the guys from the town are cleaning it up. But came right down this hill, washed out into the road.